Well, hello, all of my newly elected officials, all of my new good friends from the AUMA conference. Welcome. Welcome to our 30-day follow-up page. Now, you should be commended. You're to be commended for being willing to lead in a formal and real way. You're also to be commended for dedicating yourself to the betterment of your community. And I'm going to assume that you're doing it in a spirit of asking nothing in return. So it was great to meet all of you, and frankly, all of you that have already sent me notes and emails of thanks. I appreciate that. So what are we doing now? Well, we're going to hang out for the next 30 days. Why are we going to do that? Because your role is important. You and your decisions and your leadership touch every citizen from cradle to grave. And I tried to make the point that Alberta was in a very unique place, a very unique place in history, that you had an opportunity to do something special, that the stars had aligned for whatever reason, and then you had the opportunity, in my opinion, to build what I would say is the Athens of the 21st century. And that you're the leaders on the ground that can make that happen. And much like Athens of the past, that greatness isn't going to be because of the leadership. No, we have to look at the words of Pericles, the leader of what some historians say was the greatest city-state in the history of mankind. And during his 30 years of leadership, the golden age of Athens, great things happened. Democracy, arts and culture, life as we know it was birthed during that time. And he said this: if Athens would appear great to you, then consider that her glories were purchased by valiant men who understood their responsibility and acted on their duty. He gave us the key to building a thriving community. Citizens that understand the responsibility and act on their duty. But then I tried to make the case that there's been a fundamental shift, that times had changed. And you gave me all kinds of examples of how times had changed, from technology to the family unit, to diversity, to the economy, to worldview. Times had changed. And in volunteerism and community participation, it had gone from being obligatory to prove it to me. And that was exasperated because there was lack of trust amongst our community institutions and public institutions and public leaders. And I tried to make the case that people weren't necessarily apathetic. They were just less trusting and less willing to give their time, talent, and treasure unless the conditions were right. And we can argue about that all we want, but I think you'd agree with me that's true. We can argue about the causes. But I think you would agree with me, the fact remains that people aren't as willing to give their time, talent, and treasure and effort to community. But Pericles was right then, and he stays right today. We have to be able to engage citizens, and I think like never before in my lifetime. So we were going to give you 3 competencies to be that effective community builder. The leader that had the ability to marshal the human capital of all citizens of a community and bring those citizens into alignment with a common vision and a common goal, shared adversity, shared victory, built community. That community was not a group of people that lived in close proximity to one another and share the buying and selling and consuming of goods together. That wasn't community. Community was a group of people that lived near one another and had a shared vision, had shared experience, had shared victory. That's what community was. But the way to go about getting that done was different than it had been in the past. The skills and abilities and competencies to win the battle behind me may not be the skills, abilities, and competencies to win the battle before me. 3 competencies, we said: agent of change, big picture systems thinker, catalyst for responsibility. My job over the next few weeks, my team's job, is to present you information to put tools in your toolkit within those 3 competencies. This week, we're going to talk about agent of change. Today, I've taken it easy on you. I've just posted an article. But in the coming days this week, I'm going to post more information specifically around how you can expand your sphere of influence and begin to build trusting relationships with key stakeholders in the community. The agent of change goes and initiates and acts as a catalyst for change, not by barking at people, not by screaming at people, not by intimidating people, not through their title and authority, because that won't work anymore. The way they build change or act as a catalyst for change is by building trusting relationships to exert influence to get those arrows in alignment. Back out of alignment, it hurts. Car out of alignment, it costs. Community out of alignment, it hurts and it costs. So how do we gain that alignment? Trusting relationships. On Wednesday, I'm going to give you a video. I'll put a video right up here that'll give you some tips and ideas and a strategy for you as a newly elected to start building those solid relationships to act as a catalyst for change. For now, check out this article and make your commitment. That's the final thought. Make your commitment. If I'm going to give you 30 days of information, hours upon hours of additional training at nothing, asking nothing in return, giving of ourselves and asking nothing in return, the least thing you could do is make a commitment. What am I committing to? Whatever it is that you're going to get better at over the next 30 days. What are you going to commit to? 100 people making a commitment, working on it between now and the beginning of the year. At the 101st day, at the 31st day, if those 100 people actually do it, we'll have a better Alberta. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment to your community. We'll talk over the next 30 days. Thanks for being a part. Take care, everybody.